Hello, welcome to Words Have Power Murder Hour. I'm Shelly, and this is another terminology video. This is the last on this list. Yay! I made it finally. Past schedule, but it's done, and that makes me happy. So, if you've watched these episodes before, if you've seen the prior episodes, then you know what I'm about to do and why. All right, so I went through, I had 5 layers of lipstick on my lips, and it was too much. So I went to take it off, and that stuff, this stuff does not want to come off. When you put it on, good luck getting it off. So my chin is a bit red, my lips are sore, I couldn't do it again. So I put on some of this wonderful stuff that is not gonna show, kind of. This is Smith's Rose and Mandarin Lip Balm. I love this stuff. I wear it all the time. It makes me so happy. So my lips are super glossy. And I also, just to make it even more glossy, I put on some of this stuff, which is, I think, Revlon. I don't remember the exact name of it, but I put on some of this for a little color. Yeah, so, I don't feel like my lips have way too much lipstick going on, and that's a lot better. And I also, where is it? I also put on some of this, which is Jelly Much Shadow in Seguro. I hope I'm getting that right. This stuff is wonderful. I love this stuff. Sometimes I'll just put this on alone by itself. And I don't know, it's on the outer corner. I don't know if you can really see it all that well, but it is really pretty, really easy. And for such a small little pot of eyeshadow, I think it was only it was less than $7. I don't remember how much it was. But for such a small thing, a little bit goes a long way. Like a long way. So this right here will last me quite a while. You just put a little bit on your finger and put it on your eyelid. It's great stuff. Yeah, okay. So that's the makeup portion of the video. Remember where that is if you need it, just in case. Okay, so on this episode, I'm going to be talking about power imbalances. What do I mean by power imbalances? So that can be an older person who finagles their way into a relationship with a younger person, or a person who is in a position of authority who targets someone who doesn't have authority, like they have authority over that person. Or it can be a person who is a celebrity or a famous person in some form or fashion, and they target a fan. And that can also be a fan who is young, or, that can present in a bunch of different ways. So if you have someone who is older targeting someone who is younger, that younger person isn't going to have as much life experience. So and a lot of the time, abusers will purposefully target people who are younger because they don't have that life experience. They don't know how to advocate for themselves. They don't understand they can say no. And they also probably won't understand that love shouldn't hurt. Love shouldn't come with a price on it of their freedom and their free will and their sense of wholeness and their sense of self-worth and self-esteem. There shouldn't be such a huge price on someone just to receive love, right? Okay, so But then you get into positions of authority. Could be a boss going after an underling, could be someone who's in law enforcement going after a citizen out on the streets, and we will have cases talking about all of these things, by the way. This will come up. There will be a quiz. It could be a correctional officer who targets an inmate. Oh, that makes me mad. I am a certified correctional officer. That makes me mad. It could be, like with Onision, somebody who is famous, YouTube famous, whatever, internet famous. I mean, he's a celebrity in his own mind, right? But he does have a fan base. And like with his current SO and many of his other SOs, they were fans of his. And he targeted them purposefully. And he targets young fans on purpose. So you have a person who is in some sort of position of authority in some way. And you have another person who the abuser will consider less than, right? So, God, that just opens a whole big bag of mess that can lead to so much destruction for the victim. If it's a boss and they're saying, well, if you want to keep your job, that's a horrible place to be in for the victim. Look at Harvey Weinstein, prime example. Bill Cosby used his position as a position of authority over actresses who, I know a lot of those situations, were trying to start a career. And just saying. With Marilyn Manson. Oh man, I'm gonna be talking about that dude. With Marilyn Manson, you had somebody who was famous, who was typically older than his victims. So many forms of abuse that he was doing. Yes, I'm researching that right now, and I will be doing an episode on that. There's another scumbag. And then also, I'm seeing so many cases as I'm doing this research of abusers who couch their actual abuse in such a way as they try to make out like it is BDSM, and it isn't. It is abuse. What they do is abuse. Davi Vanity says that he's into BDSM. This is BDSM. What he's doing is BDSM. No, it isn't. No, that is not BDSM. Onision, same thing. Marilyn Manson, same thing. So, even if you are in a position of lesser authority or age or whatever, you have the right to say no. Your consent or non-consent is valid either way. It doesn't matter if it's a boss doing this to you. And right now with the technology we have a little computer. These are little computers right here. Back in the day, you would need to buy a separate recording device. Now you don't have to. And there are apps where you can record video and or audio, and it won't show up on the screen what you're doing. So if you have a boss who is trying to force you to give them favors of various kinds, if you can infer what I mean, or trying to force you into a relationship or whatever, I say record that information. And if the company chooses to do nothing about it, there's a huge Me Too movement going on. It's still going on. It's a little bit more quiet right now, but it's still happening. It's still a thing. You could release that information to the public, or you could tell the company, hey, do you remember me too? Just saying. If you are a younger person, okay, let's say you're 17, 18, 19 years old. Why does a 30-something-year-old, 40-something-year-old person want to be with you? Is it that they get you, or is it that they want you as a toy? If a famous person just out of nowhere is all into you, why? Just ask yourself these questions, because a lot of time these abusers will either, and this goes into grooming, they'll either be usually they'll start off really charming, they're really into you, that's love bombing. They're really into you, and then they want to know everything about you, that's data mining. And they're all about you, they want it now, like Onision. He, after like 2 or 3 days, it's all about love, and he loves this person so much and has to be with them, and they need to come visit, or he needs to go visit them, or now, talking about marriage straight away. Why? Has to get those hooks in there as quickly as possible. This gets on my nerves to no end. Power imbalances are really, they're the worst way possible to start a relationship, because a lot of the time abusers will try to create a power imbalance purposefully, because abusers like control. They want control over their victim. It's all about control. What better way to have control than to have a power balance where they are over the victim in some form or fashion? Be on the lookout for power imbalances in or around your relationship. Okay, so let's say that you are young, and let's say you're late teens, early 20s, and you have someone who's in their 30s, 40s, whatever, and they're trying to start a relationship with you. I'm 47. A lot of the time when I talk to someone who is in their teens, early 20s, I have a hard time relating to them, because they're so young and they don't have the life experiences that I have. I've lived a lot in my life through my work and all of that. I've just seen a lot, right? I would have zero interest in dating someone under 25, really. And that's kind of pushing it for me, because somebody who is really young, yes, they may be on the more mature side for their age, but one, that's friggin' creepy. Two, that is a power imbalance. Three, somebody who is in their 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s, who can fully relate to someone that young, there's probably something wrong with them. And it isn't going to get better. Bear that in mind. And that whole, oh, you're so mature for your age. Typically, that is BS. And that is grooming. That's that charm. That's being charming and trying to get their foot in the door. That's what that is. So, look at Marilyn Manson. He was older than his ex-significant others. Very famous, wealthy, promised to help them with their careers and all this and that, and then ended up turning around and trying to control every aspect of their life, not allow them to leave the house, wanting to basically have them throw away their career, and the abuse. My God. All right, Onision. Similar in many ways. If you're young, please don't get involved in a relationship with someone who's way older than you, because it rarely ends well for the victim. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm not trying to be mean. All right. So, as you can see, the other episodes I talked about come into this, and I'm going to go more in depth on all the different aspects of abuse. Everything that I've talked about in these episodes is going to come up in later cases that I talk about, and I'm going to target certain specific people that I've displayed, and there is evidence, there are receipts. In many cases, there will be criminal charges that were pressed and also convictions, sentences doled out for these people, okay? And I'm doing all of this for a reason. Anyone who is in a domestic violence situation, I want you to know that you're not crazy, you're not overly sensitive, you're not stupid. You're worthy of having a good, positive, loving relationship. If that's what you want. You don't have to have a relationship if you don't want to. I know plenty of people who are not even interested in having a relationship. You have the right to say no. Your no should be respected. You have the right to give your consent or not give your consent. And understand that you as a person, you are valid. All right. Yet again, National Domestic Violence Hotline if you're in the U.S., and there are other resources outside of the U.S., and I'm actually going to go through and compile a list, and I might do like a live stream or something talking about all that. All right. I have recorded a lot of videos today, and I'm probably going to do more. But I need a break. I regret nothing. All right, my lips hurt. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all later. Later today for me. All right, bye. Hello. If you have enjoyed this video, and if you're enjoying my channel, then please like, subscribe, share, follow, ring the bell, and hit all. Comment, all of the above. It all helps with the algorithm to get the videos up so that people who need them can see them. And that is the whole point of what I'm doing. Thank you, and have a good day, night, or whatever. Bye. See you later.